Archangel Michael says, very good news is happening in the next 3 hours. Don't make the mistake of ignoring this. If you skip this, you will cry so much. Open it immediately. Beloved, breathe with me for a moment. Close your eyes if you can, or simply let these words settle into your mind like rain on thirsty soil. There is a hush around you now, a quiet that feels like a doorway. On the other side of that doorway, something real and tender is moving toward you. It is not loud. It does not announce itself with thunder. It comes as a shifting of light, a gentle aligning of pieces you thought lost. Archangel Michael is here. He stands sentinel at the edge of what has been dark, and he says, "This hour is marked. This hour is favored." Listen, the news that comes is not merely a small kindness wrapped in ordinary paper. It is a ripple that becomes a tide. It is the loosening of knots you have carried so long you thought they were part of you. It is the lifting of a weight you learned to drag because you thought that was your destiny. For too long you have believed the lie that small mercies are all that come to you. Michael says that is not true. In the next 3 hours, the cosmos, in ways both obvious and subtle, will tilt to bring you evidence that you are known, protected, and about to be gifted with something that sings to the core of who you are. Do not mistake this for a promise of ease only. The miracle that approaches is both a healing and a reckoning. Some windows will open so that truth may come in, other doors will close so that what no longer serves you cannot re-enter. Expect clarity like a blade that parts fog, sharp, precise, and freeing. Expect the appearance of helpers, people, messages, opportunities, that have the right frequency to lift you. Expect the sudden easing of something you have prayed over for nights. The timing is exact, beloved. Not arbitrary. Not hopeful. Exact. You will feel a stirring in your chest, a quickening, small at first, then more insistent. Archangel Michael wants you to pay attention to that stirring. It is the sound of heaven tapping on your shoulder. Do not turn away. When you catch that feeling, breathe into it and say aloud, even softly, "I am ready. I receive." Michael is not asking for ritual complexity. He asks for simple readiness and surrender. He asks that you stop bargaining with fear for a day, for an hour, for long enough to accept that something good is being orchestrated on your behalf. There may be signs. A call you did not expect. A message that contains a phrase that wakes you. A small envelope, a digital ping, a sudden clarity in conversation. Watch for coincidences that feel too perfect to be coincidence. Michael works with precision, and he loves to present proofs, threads of synchronicity stitched together until you can no longer deny that a pattern is forming. When these signs arrive, do not push them aside as random, instead, receive them as invitations. Open the message. Answer the call. Walk the path that initially scares you. The energy that answers obedience now will bring increase later. If you have been waiting for vindication, not to harm anyone, but to be seen, know this: a vindication of heart is arriving. Perhaps someone will apologize when you thought they never would. Perhaps a withheld truth will finally surface, allowing you to breathe. Perhaps a secret blessing arrives disguised as a small favor and grows into something that transforms your daily life. Michael insists that this vindication will not be a weapon you use against another. It will be a restoration of dignity for you. It will remind you who you were before shame and confusion rebranded your worth. Do not fear the shaking. Even a tender restoration sometimes requires things to rearrange. If there is a tremor in relationships, a reordering of plans, or a collapse of something that felt stable, know this: what falls away in this hour frees space. Michael's sword is not to wound you, it is to cut cordage that binds. He cuts with mercy. Think of it as pruning. The gardener trims not to destroy, but to invite fresh growth. Trust that what is removed is not part of your fruit-bearing life. Practical things: if there is an action to take in the next 3 hours, act with decisive humility. If you are prompted to send a message, send it. If you are prompted to forgive, give that forgiveness, even if only as a first step. If you are prompted to step out, to accept an invitation, to say yes to a small door, say yes. Michael's invitations are precise. They rarely ask for leap-of-faith theatrics, rather, they ask for brave smallness. One step, one honest word, one clearing of the throat. Small faith done now aligns you with the larger miracle arriving. If you are afraid, tell Michael. He hears courage in your confession. Speak plainly: Michael, I am afraid. He will not chastise you for being human. He will stand nearer. There is a tenderness in his presence that holds both steel and balm. He will speak to your fear not with dismissal but with the kind of authority that says, I will carry the weight with you. When you do this, you will feel your shoulders lighten. You will feel the particular heaviness that has been in the hollow of your ribs loosen as if from a gentle hand. You must also be ready to receive blessing with clean hands. Sometimes people prepare for blessing by rehearsing conditions. I will accept when I am enough, when I am healed, when the world is safe. Michael says, receive now. Let not your imagined shortcomings be a veto. Receive as if acceptance itself is a sacrament. Know that a gift accepted in humility multiplies. A gift refused because of fear stagnates. So when what comes to you in the next 3 hours arrives, whether it is a word, a change, an entry into a new path, take it as a holy delivery and steward it with grateful attention. Expect clarity around money, housing, or security in some quiet form. Not always as a windfall, mind you, but as a door opening that allows relief. Perhaps a late check, a relieved debt, a cleared paperwork, or an unexpected favor from someone whose approval you thought unreachable. Be alert in your financial exchanges. A small act of courage, telling a creditor your truth, asking for a deadline, signing a paper, could activate the favor Michael speaks of. He encourages you to be honest and organized in these moments. Heaven moves fastest when your hands are uncluttered. For matters of the heart, Michael brings truth. Old wounds you have held like talismans, to prove you were doubly injured and therefore immune to joy, may be tenderly revealed as outdated. If you have been clinging to a story that says, "I am only safe in suspicion," or "I must guard my heart with walls of ice," then in this hour the walls will tremble. Do not panic. Let the tremor be a signal that new architecture is possible, bridges instead of battlements. If reconciliation is possible and safe, tenderly explore it. If release is necessary, give it as an act of self-love, not retribution. If your calling has been waiting in the wings, this hour asks you to move. A small step toward a creative project, a conversation with a mentor, the sending of an email you have postponed, these small acts are lightning rods for larger providence. Michael does not always deliver the entire mountain at once. He helps you climb the first safe rungs. Move now, even if the step seems small. Make a list of the smallest next actions and do one within the coming hour. Then wait with watchful hope for the next door to appear. There is also a protection forming around you that may feel like a field. You might notice fewer irritations, fewer cruel remarks, fewer small betrayals. This is not because the world has suddenly become naive, rather, it is because the divine is rearranging the weather around you. Do not interpret this as permission to be careless. Instead, use this protection to move into a clearer expression of your truth. Speak what is true in love. Set boundaries where necessary. Know that boundaries aligned with love and not with fear will be honored by the spirit world supporting you. If you have been waiting for a sign from someone who has gone ahead, a parent, a friend who has passed, such a sign may find you in a small but unmistakable way. A scent, a song that appears at the precise time you think of them, a dream that lingers with a message, these are not trivial. Allow yourself to be tender at those moments. We often throttle our own capacity for wonder because we are terrified of grief. But grief and glory can rest together. Receive the message. Let it warm a space in your chest where fear has dwelt. A warning from Michael: do not trade your integrity for quick comfort. There will be offers that glitter but ask you to step away from who you are at your core. Refuse them gently, but firmly. True blessing will not ask you to become untrue to the spark that makes you uniquely you. Michael's favor lands in alignment with your highest self. It does not force compromise on what you were created to be. Also, watch your dreams in the next night or two. Michael sometimes speaks in imagery, a key, a door, a path lit from within. If a recurring image returns, write it down. Symbols will act like breadcrumbs. They may not give you the whole map, but they will point you to the next turn. Keep paper and pen by your bed. Say a simple prayer before sleep: Michael, guide my dreams. He will. If you are wrestling with a decision, Michael instructs, choose the path that most expands love and minimizes harm. Not the path that maximizes comfort, not the path that ensures applause, but the one that grows compassion in you and others. In small decisions you will find the shaping of your destiny. Do not dismiss the little choices, they are the stitches that hold the cloak together. There is also a communal element to this grace. Something you receive in the next 3 hours will not be only for you. It is meant to become a conduit. The generosity you accept with gratitude will ripple outward. When you find relief, whether spiritual, emotional, or material, consider how that relief can be a bridge for someone else. Michael delights in stewardship. Blessings multiplied through service become holy currency. If you are able, share a small portion of what arrives. You will find that giving from the overflow deepens and extends the favor. Be prepared, too, for a quiet confrontation with fear that might feel like a memory returning to be spoken to. Fear will try to tell you its old stories: you are too late, you are unworthy, you must fix yourself first. Answer fear as you would a well-meaning but misinformed friend, with the truth. Say, I am not finished. I am receiving help now. Speak with certainty, not drama. Michael honors steady speech. If you are carrying a secret regret, consider this an invitation to the altar of confession and release. You do not need to drag shame as an heirloom. A single honest sentence, offered to someone you trust, or simply said aloud to the sky, can be a key. Michael himself stands behind those keys, willing to unlock what needs opening. There is profound freedom in truth, even when it is awkward, even when it is small. For those of you who have been physically ill or caring for someone who is ill, the next 3 hours may send a form of relief, a message from a medical professional, a test result that clarifies the way forward, a new contact who knows what to do. Michael says, do the next tangible, reasonable thing in the care plan. A tiny, practical action taken now may be the hinge on which recovery swings. Healing is often communal, accept the help offered. Let hands that know how carry you or the one you love. Do not let perfectionism rob you of reception. Something perfectly imperfect will come, and that is the form blessing often chooses. It will arrive in a package that is not shiny on the outside but gold on the inside. Michael asks that you do not decline the gift because of packaging or ghosts of past disappointment. Take it. Open it. Taste it. Allow yourself to be surprised. If loneliness is a frequent companion, note this: Michael brings presence. You are never truly alone. But presence sometimes arrives disguised as a human connection, a new friend, a reconnection, a colleague who becomes a confidant. Be open to small invitations. Say yes to coffee, to the brief message, to the unexpected conversation. These small human openings are amplified by angelic favor. A unique instruction for you: pick a small, visible object, a cup, a ring, a stone, and hold it in your hand when you receive the first sign of the blessing. Let it be your token of remembrance. When you touch it in days ahead, you will recall the moment when the tide began to turn. Michael loves physical tokens because they anchor spiritual movements into your daily life. Remember, too, that mercy will arrive disguised as correction. If someone's words sting in the next hours, listen for the kernel of truth within and let Michael's gentle blade remove the rot. Do not let correction become a weapon you use against yourself. Use correction to build bridges to transformation, not to brick walls of shame. Now, practical breathing. Inhale slowly for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 6. Do that 3 times. With each exhale, imagine a small practical knot unbinding. With each inhale, imagine a warm current of grace entering. Michael is aligning the currents, you do the breathing. This simple, embodied act tunes you to receive more readily. If you are worried about timing, if you feel skeptical because miracles in your life have been small or delayed, Michael asks permission to rewrite your timeline just a bit. Do not weaponize past disappointments against this present hour. The divine works on a schedule that sometimes collides with human impatience. Choose trust, even if it feels risky. Trust is not a blind leap, it is a trained eye grown by noticing prior provisions. Remember occasions when something small turned into a larger mercy. Those are not anomalies, they are the pattern. Finally, know this: the gift that comes is not meant to be hoarded. It is intended to heal, to release, to lift. If you are the recipient, steward with humility. If you are the giver, give without expectation. Michael says that heaven's joy is greatest when earth's hearts learn to echo it. Beloved, the 3 hours are a sacred window. Michael's voice asks only that you be present, that you act in the little ways you are guided to act, that you refuse fear's persuasive deadlines, and that you receive with open hands. If you miss a symptom of the miracle, a message ignored, a call unanswered, do not fall into despair. Reorient quickly. Tell Michael, I am ready now. The divine is not a pendulum that swings once and is done, it is a river that can be entered at many banks. I will close with a single, simple blessing spoken plainly. May your heart be lightened. May what has been hidden be made clear in mercy. May protection surround your going out and your coming in. May help arrive when you need it and in forms you can hold. Archangel Michael stands by you, sword sheathed when not needed, shield raised when required, and hands open to place what is yours into your life. Now, act. Do the small next thing. Send the short message. Open the small envelope. Answer the call. Accept the cup offered. In 3 hours, perhaps sooner, you will see evidence that the spirit of favor has come near. Receive it with tears if they come. Let the tears be the kind that wash, not drown. I could continue with more words if you'd like, more specific prayers, more guided breathings, a template for an affirmation to say each hour, but for now, take this message into the next 3 hours as your companion. Archangel Michael says, this is for you. Open it. Receive it. Be ready to smile in a way that surprises you. Today, September 1st, Archangel Michael says don't try to ignore this. The person you love deeply will never let you know this bitter truth. Everyone except you know that last night. Beloved, if you are reading this right now, stop for a single breath. Let the breath be a bridge between the world you thought you knew and the truth that is being unwrapped like a ribbon from a gift you were never meant to open alone. I speak with the urgency of one who has watched over you through long nights and brighter mornings. Archangel Michael's voice is not soft tonight, it is a bell that will not be silenced until you have heard every word. Do not close your eyes. Do not scroll past. This is for you and only you. Last night, while the world slept, something was whispered into the fabric of a life you hold dear. It was not said to hurt you, it was sheltered because the one who carried it feared the earthquake of your reaction. But silence becomes its own kind of violence when it is the weight you carry alone. Archangel Michael says, the person you love buried a secret beneath kindness. They have been wearing their gentleness as a veil. Their love is real, but there is a piece of shadow that they have tucked away, thinking they were protecting you from pain, ruin, or the fracturing of what you both built. Listen carefully, the truth will not be obliteration. It will be a reshaping. It will not always be betrayal in the way your first thought may jerk toward. Sometimes the bitter truth is simply truth without the sugar we have grown used to. Sometimes it is a sacrifice made in darkness to protect you from consequences they feared you could not bear. And sometimes, yes, sometimes it is a choice that places their needs over your right to know. Archangel Michael sees the whole tapestry. He hears the threads that pulled tight last night. Do not let your mind leap to the worst colored edges by itself. Anchor yourself in breath and remember you are loved, even when the story shifts. There is an image Michael impressed upon the heavens and sent down for you, a small lamp hidden inside a coat pocket, burning steadily. The person you love carried that lamp close to their chest and kept it there through rain and laughter. They did not let it go out. They feared the world would snatch the flame or that the flame itself would scorch you if held too close. So they covered the lamp with fabric, stitching secrecy into safety. But last night the stitch loosened. The light became visible through the seam. Do not ask who first. Do not bargain for names in this moment. Everything that follows will unravel in time, and your first demand will not bring you peace. Archangel Michael wants you to know how to stand when the truth arrives. He says, stand like a mountain that remembers the ocean, solid, but made of moving water inside. Your heart is strong enough to feel hurt and still reach for healing. The first hour after discovery is cruel, the first day, merciless. But the second day and the one after will hold choices you can make with more clarity than you think. If you are afraid now, that fear is rightful and human. Fear is a messenger, it tells you something precious is at stake. But Archangel Michael will not let you stay in paralysis. He sings a call to courage. Courage does not mean you forgive immediately or that you must pretend nothing happened. Courage means you will allow yourself to hear what needs to be heard. Courage means you will hold space for the answer even when it is ugly. Courage means you will not sink into imagined futures before the facts arrive. Prepare yourself gently. Imagine sitting at a small wooden table. On it, a teacup, steam rising. Beside it, a notebook. Use this notebook as your sanctuary for questions you need to ask when the IME is right. Do not write in anger. Write to understand. Write the truths you already know in small, steady sentences. Make a list. Archangel Michael says, very good news is happening in the next 3 hours. Don't make the mistake of ignoring this. If you skip this, you will cry so much. Open it immediately. God will be with you, rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you, you are safe, you just have to trust God and pray to Him. Listen carefully now, because this message is sent with urgency and tenderness at the same time. Heaven has bent close to the edge of time and is whispering directly into your ear. Archangel Michael stands like a guardian at the threshold of your life, his presence a steady, warm assurance that what's about to happen is real, benevolent, and precise. The next 3 hours are a window, thin, bright, and decisive. Within this period something will move on your behalf. It may look small at first, like a shift in the air, like a phone ringing, like a door opening where you didn't expect one. But small beginnings carry mighty outcomes when God is orchestrating them. Do not treat this as mere sentiment. This is a call. It is a divine nudge calibrated to your soul's timing. Many miss these moments because they were distracted, because they doubted, because they believed the lie that miracles are only for other people. Archangel Michael says, "This is for you." He is urging you to be present in this hour, to realign your heart, to give full attention to the quiet movement of grace that will cross your path. If you ignore it, you will look back and wonder why you didn't act when the heavens gave you notice. The tears that follow from regret are real. The regret is heavy. Avoid it by opening your heart now. First, breathe. Slow, deep breaths that remind you that you are alive and that God is near. Inhale with the thought, "I am held." Exhale with the thought, "I release my fears." Let the breath steady your body and prepare your spirit. Archangel Michael is at your side like a lighthouse in fog, clearing the way so you can see what's ahead. He is not shouting to frighten you, he's urging you with the tenderness of someone who knows exactly how fragile we can be. He has stood in the presence of God with you in mind. His roar is not of anger but of protection, his voice is not to alarm but to awaken. Next, make simple space. For the next 3 hours, give room for the sacred. That might mean stepping away from noisy feeds, silencing notifications, pausing the constant scroll that drowns out the voice of the Spirit. It might mean closing your eyes for 5 minutes and asking God to show you the door He is opening. It might mean opening your hands, literally and metaphorically, and saying, "Lord, I am ready." Even a single, sincere sentence to God is enough to open the channel. You needn't craft a perfect prayer. A whispered, "Help me, Lord," is a key to heaven's door. Prepare your heart by releasing what weighs it down. If there are regrets, forgive yourself. If there are grudges, lay them down. If there are fears, hand them over to God. You are not being asked to pretend that everything is fine, you are being invited to place your burdens where they belong, into the hands of one who carries them with perfect capacity. Archangel Michael stands ready to lift away darkness, to remove the residue of worry that clings to your spirit. He cannot do this for you unless you relinquish your grip on those anxieties. Let go now. Let God take over the details. Expect peace in the middle of the process. Often when God is about to move, the enemy tries to create chaos to distract you. Your mind may feel restless, your body may tense. That is normal. But there is a difference between panic and preparation. Panic says, "I must fix everything now." Preparation says, I will align with what God is doing. Choose preparation. Choose the steady confidence that says, I trust God, and I will watch. Feel for the calm that comes like a soft hand on your shoulder, the reassurance that no matter the surface turbulence, the deep current under it is moving you toward good. Listen for whispers of guidance. They may come as inner nudges or impressions, clear and direct, or gentle and poetic. They might come as a memory from a decade ago, suddenly relevant. They might come as a person's name dropping into your mind. If you are given an instruction, follow it. The obedience of small things often unlocks larger things. This is not a test to trip you up, it is an invitation to partner with heaven's timing. If you receive a prompting to call someone, do it. If a place appears in your mind, visit it if you can. These small acts of faith align your steps with the plan already set in motion. Remember that God's ways do not always look like the world's ways. He may open a door through an unexpected person, a casual conversation, or a sudden solution to a long-standing problem. Be ready for the miraculous to wear ordinary clothes. Do not discount a simple favor or a brief message, it can be the seed of a life-changing blessing. Archangel Michael wants you to know that the ordinary can become holy in an instant. The divine often works through human hands and common moments. Keep your eyes open for the sacred in the simple. Do not be surprised if clarity arrives about a relationship, a job, a financial need, or a decision you have been wrestling with. In the next 3 hours, God may send confirmation that resolves confusion and brings peace. Clarity is a gift. When it comes, act with humility and confidence. Celebrate the small confirmations, because small confirmations are often the scaffolding for transformation. If a door opens, step through with gratitude. If a conversation goes differently than you expected but leaves your spirit lighter, receive it as an answer. If you have been waiting for justice or restoration, prepare for a quiet unfolding. God's restoration is both tender and thorough. It does not always shout, sometimes it rearranges things gently until justice becomes visible. Restoration may come as people returning, as debts canceled, as invitations arrived, as opportunities that were once closed swinging wide. Do not be impatient for the spectacle, instead, be grateful for the steady restoration that rebuilds your life with strength and dignity. Archangel Michael speaks of restoration flowing in ways that honor your journey and respect your healing. In the next 3 hours, expect encouragement from unlikely sources. A message, a new contact, a vision, an experience of peace, or even a sudden memory can all be instruments of uplift. When encouragement comes, hold it gently. Let it warm your heart and strengthen your faith. Share it if you feel led, because testimonies multiply wonder. When you tell another about what God has done, you amplify the blessing. Your story becomes a conduit for someone else's hope. Do not forget to practice gratitude immediately. Gratitude activates blessing. When you sense that something good is on its way, thank now. Not after it arrives, but during the waiting. Gratitude is a spiritual posture that invites heaven to do more. Say thanks for the unseen helpers, for the angels around you, for the moments of courage that enabled you to keep going. Gratitude aligns your heart with abundance and ensures that you receive fully and humbly. Stay alert to obstacles that may appear as testings. Sometimes the enemy arranges delays or distractions precisely because a blessing is so near. If a problem surfaces unexpectedly in these hours, do not assume the worst. Instead, use it as a refining process. Problems often reveal hidden pathways. Respond with faith, not fear. Remember that every trial you withstand in trust deepens your capacity to steward the blessing when it comes. Archangel Michael says you are not being punished, you are being prepared. Think about your conversations in the coming hours. Speak with intention. Your words have weight, especially when the atmosphere is charged with spiritual activity. Avoid anxious speech that conjures fear. Instead, pronounce confident declarations aligned with God's promises. I am ready, I receive, thank you, Lord. Short, sincere declarations of faith are powerful. They focus your spirit and inform the unseen realm of your readiness. Archangel Michael listens to the language of faith and moves when you align your words with heaven's truth. If you feel unworthy, know that grace precedes worthiness. No one is required to be perfect to receive a divine gift. God's favor is not earned by humanity's standard of perfection, it is given by the Father's heart. Archangel Michael reminds you that you are beloved, chosen, and prepared for good things. Your past does not disqualify you. Your doubts do not disqualify you. What matters in this hour is your openness to receive. Practical steps to take now: find a quiet place, kneel or sit comfortably, breathe and pray, say a few clear sentences of surrender, ask God to reveal the door, listen, and then obey any small instruction you are given. Keep your phone nearby in case a call or message arrives. Be ready to move if guidance directs you physically. Keep paper and pen near in case you need to write a name or a direction. Small tools can help you capture big moments. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that protection accompanies the blessing. Where God moves, protection follows. You may sense a soft shadow of peace settling on you. That is the angelic presence making a guard around your joy. Do not fear the suggestion that something might go wrong. Instead, recognize that the promise includes safekeeping. The Lord who invests in your life does not put you in harm's way. He shelters you as He unfolds His plan. If the news coming is about relationships, be gentle with yourself and others. Good news can stir complex emotions: relief, gratitude, wonder, and even sorrow for what had to be left behind. Allow yourself to feel without judgment. Sometimes joy carries echoes of pain because reclaiming what you lost acknowledges the depth of what you endured. Let healing be a companion to the good news. Receive tenderly and allow God to tend to the tender places inside you. If the news is practical, an opportunity, a job, a financial turn, be wise with it. Celebrate, but steward well. Good news is a seed, how you manage it determines the harvest. Listen for wisdom from trusted friends, mentors, or spiritual guides if you need counsel. God often sends helpers to assist you in stewarding blessings. Archangel Michael stands not only as warrior but as a clarifying voice that helps you discern next steps. Ask for guidance, and you will receive clarity. Do not forget to cast a net of blessing over those who could be part of your miracle. The people who bring news or open doors are often themselves recipients of God's grace to give. When you bless them, verbally, through gratitude, or with practical support, you strengthen the chain of blessing. Gratitude creates reciprocity in the spirit world that invites more favor to flow. Archangel Michael rejoices when he sees humans cooperating with heaven's economy of grace. In the 3-hour window, watch for confirmation signs. These may include repeated words, synchronicities, an unexpected meeting, or inner peace about a decision. Confirmation sometimes arrives as a gentle chorus, 3 signs, 3 people echoing the same message, or the sudden convergence of details that have puzzled you. When confirmations align, proceed with confidence. This is heavenly coordination, not coincidence. If fear rises, speak scripture or sacred truth that anchors your soul. Remind yourself of promises that resonate with you. Declare the truth that God is good, that He guards His own, that He makes provision, that He heals, that He restores. Simple, true statements wield power in anxious moments. Archangel Michael stands ready to enforce those truths in the heavenly realm. Your declarations are the human activation of that enforcement. After the 3 hours, remain watchful. If the good news arrives, take time to process it, to thank God, to write down what happened. Memory keeps testimony alive and builds faith for future windows. If the shift is subtle and promises to bear fruit later, continue in expectancy. Faith often requires patient tending. Keep the posture of readiness, and continue to obey small prompts of faith. Archangel Michael will continue to guard and guide as you move forward. Know that you are not alone in this. Multitudes of unseen helpers surround you, angels, heavenly strategists, and the steady presence of God. They celebrate over every step you take toward destiny. They lean close when you act in faith. They clap their wings when obedience is chosen over doubt. Archangel Michael is among them, rejoicing that you have heard the call and are responding. This is not about pressure, it is about alignment. It is a sacred cooperation between your yes and God's overflowing yes. Finally, receive the reassurance that nothing will go wrong with you. This is not a promise that you will not feel hard things. It is a greater promise, that in every difficulty you are being kept, that no loss is final, and that God's purposes will stand. You are safe in the embrace of the divine. Trust doesn't make everything easy, but it makes everything possible. So trust now. Pray now. Open now. Archangel Michael says, do not delay. The next 3 hours are charged with favor. Do not be too proud to accept help, too skeptical to hope, or too distracted to notice. Open your heart. Make space. Breathe. Pray. Listen. Obey. When the good news arrives, give thanks. When you receive what has been prepared, steward it with humility and joy. Your life is about to turn a corner toward beauty and reassurance. Remember to call out the name of the one who orchestrates this. Say, "Thank you, Lord," and mean it with all your heart. If you are tempted to doubt, remember the small proofs God has given you before. Remember times when things moved in unexpected but helpful ways. Let those memories bolster your courage now. Archangel Michael's voice resounds with authority and compassion. This is for you. Open it. Receive well. You will not regret it. Prepare your spirit to weep tears of joy, if need be, and to laugh in relief. Good news arriving after long waiting often dissolves a kind of grief and reshapes your future. You are about to be uplifted. You are about to be given a fresh chapter. Step into it with a heart that is both cautious in stewardship and reckless in gratitude. Give thanks for everything you do.